The feather stitch is another continual stitch. And the continual stitch means that we don't really stop our stitches, that one stitch leads directly into the next. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Most of the time, your feather stitch templates are not going to look like this. They're going to be just a straight line. So I'll show you first on this template until you get the hang of it, and then we will move on to that kind. So we are going to make our first little spot here by going in on these points, and then similar to a chain stitch, you're going to bring your needle up, down between the next set of points. And we pull it tight, and we want to have a little point here. Make this tight enough that it's not very rounded. Then you're going to bring your needle back down to this next set of points and tack it in place. So instead of, you're kind of working with 3 points at one time. So you have where you start your stitch, you have your center mark, and you have your end mark. And because it's at the top, we're going to go back up here and add in a center mark that would go across the line. And you only have to do this on the top stitch where you start it. So then we're going to come back down here to these dots. We're going to make our loop and before pulling it all the way through, bring your needle up at the end of this stitch and pull it tight enough that that is pointy. Then bring your needle back down through here to set that stitch in place. Continual stitches can get confusing because making sure you're starting and stopping in the right place can just be kind of hard to remember. So don't feel bad if you have to restart on these stitches. They're also really easy to pull out and restart. So that's a good thing. Especially at a beginner level, that makes it really easy. So down here at the end, we still have another set of points that we want to set, but we don't have more of the line to trace. So when you get to the end, instead of making an entire other stitch here, we're going to do just a little tack stitch or a little anchor to keep that in place. So I pulled that tight so that that's a point, and bring my needle down right next to the point of that, and then pull it down. So now you have your feather stitch, and these actually look really cool on the back. See, on the back, it looks like just the triangles, and I think that's almost like a neat stitch on its own. But now I will show you how to do it on just a straight line that doesn't have the fancy template. So we'll start up here at the top again, and it'll be flush with the top of the line. Then we'll bring the needle onto the other side, and then through the middle of that line. Pull it tight enough that it's pointy, and then bring your needle back down through on the bottom. And because it's at the top, we'll add in another little stitch just to make it look complete. And then right at this point where you just ended that stitch, we're going to make the next set of what were the dots on the other pattern. Pull my working thread through. See, so this makes a line, these points make a line, and that helps you keep it straight all the way down. It keeps your feathers even. And something that's really easy to do with the feather stitch is to get these points at different widths, that's okay. It's gonna happen because we are not perfect at this. And that's kind of the fun at a handmade project, is that there are imperfections. But as you learn, you're gonna get into the groove of how to do it even better and better. So if yours doesn't look exactly like this, it's okay. Then down at the end, you can either leave it pointy or do what we did in the last one, where we bring the last little feather down and in. And once it's tucked, you can go ahead and tie it off.